Hi, I'm Coach Wendy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so by clicking on the subscribe button. And remember to check out my Fit Life Balance program by clicking on the link to my Patreon page in the description below.
Okay, today we're going to talk about squats. We all do that, isn't it? It's a really, really good exercise for your legs, for your butts. So it's something that we all do, and let's try to do them correctly. Now, squats. You have different kinds of squats. We have squats that is shoulder width apart. That are like with feet pointing out, sumo. Yeah. So whatever squat it is, the most important thing is you have to focus on keeping your knees in line with your second toes at all times, in whichever position you are. Whether you are just shoulder width apart, just slightly apart like this, or in a deep sumo position, you need to have your knees pointing that way and not allowing them to collapse. All right? So for example, in a regular squat position, it is very common that when you have pronation on your feet, for example, that you tend to do this. Because like me, I have flat feet. So it's very easy for me to collapse my knees. But I'm trying my best not to, by engaging all the muscles on my thighs, inner and outer thighs, and my glutes, to hold those knees in position throughout the movement. All right? That's what's going to support my joints and everything else. Okay? Another thing you want to take note of when you're doing a squat is, besides the knees going in, is your back. You want to have a relatively straight back. Just maintain a natural arch on the lower back. But that is very subjective, isn't it? What is a natural arch? A natural arch is when you're in a good posture, basically. But a lot of people don't have a good posture. They tend to stand like this, either. Or they stand like this, so sexy. Yeah? But this is not sexy at all when you have back pain. So we want to make sure that we don't flare our rib cage when we have good posture, and to make sure that pretty much our coccyx is pointing down. All right? Not tilting forward with your pelvis or backwards. I myself have a tendency to have an anterior pelvic tilt like this because I have very tight hip flexors. So I have to make that conscious effort to keep my tailbone down. All right? So when I'm doing a squat, this is the position I'm aiming for, to have my back parallel with my shin. Okay? May not be 100%, but that's where I'm going at. To have my back parallel to my shin, like so. My weight is slightly on the back of my foot, not too much forward. All right? So this is what I'm aiming for. As I come back up, I'm gonna use my glutes, hamstrings, and thighs to power it up. All right? Some people who are quads dominant tend to have a little bit more lean forward. All right? So it depends on the structure of the body as well. When we talk about the knees, a lot of people talk about the knees not going beyond the toes, but it's impossible for certain people just because they have much longer limbs. It's ridiculous to ask them to do that, because if they try too hard not to push their knee beyond their toes, they might end up hurting some other parts of their body. Okay? The most important thing to note is, try your best not to put too much weight forward, because that is going to give a lot of pressure to your knees. The knees beyond your toes theory is just a guide. All right? Okay, so like so. Hold your abs at all times, as always, and up. And make sure that you're not pushing your knees in. Okay? Keep your knees at the same line as your second toe at all times. And up. And up. Alright? So have fun trying out the squat. And for those of you who are more adventurous, you want to try the jump squat, wait for my next video. We're going to talk more about the jump squat in the next video. Alright, so if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so by pressing on the subscribe button below, and go to the description section to look for the link to my Patreon page for my Fit Life Balance program. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll see you soon. Bye!